Hey everyone and welcome. Sweden, falling off the map, isn't it? It used to be one of the safest places in the world. Not so much now.
The core is rotten, and I can behold the tide.
So much so that a fifth of the population wants the right to bear arms amid ongoing Islamic violence. Now, once peaceful Sweden has become one of the most dangerous places in Europe, as you're probably aware. Not because the media have told you, but it's not difficult to find, is it? That's because it was the most welcoming country and the leading experimental laboratory for open-door immigration policies. Seems that the experiment has failed, everyone. Logic should dictate that if any peaceful country flings open its doors to unvetted open-door immigration, that country would become increasingly to resemble the countries from which so many of the migrants had fled. And the reason for this is because zero integration. Multiculturalism has allowed them to keep the cultures and not integrate into the nation as a whole. So we've become parallel nations within a nation. It didn't take long for Sweden to be transformed in this way. Now, migrant gangs have continued to terrorise Sweden's streets with bombings and murders, while the spotlight at the moment in the media is on Sweden over a Quran burning incident. In 2016, police in Sweden admitted themselves losing control of 55 no-go zones. By 2017, Swedish politicians were calling for the army to be deployed to these areas. Last April, Sweden's Prime Minister, or then Prime Minister, Magdalena Andersson, stated this, and I quote, "Sweden has failed to integrate the vast numbers of immigrants it has taken in over the past 2 decades, leading to parallel societies and gang violence." She launched a series of initiatives to combat organised crime. Now the people of Sweden themselves have been asked in a poll, and it's come out that they now want the right to bear arms so as to be able to defend themselves and their families. Didn't see that one coming, did you, everyone? Now this is from a poll conducted by Novus. A fifth of Swedes would have felt safer if they could shoot. This is according to a new survey conducted by Novus. This has not happened in a vacuum, but is a reaction to what is happening in Sweden and in the world, says Torbjörn Sforström. I've probably got that wrong. I do apologise. I'll just call him Torbjörn, who is the CEO of Novus. A large percentage of Swedes would have felt safer if they had been able to shoot and want to see an increased opportunities to practice shooting skills. This is shown by Novus survey, which 1,043 people between 18 and 84 have been interviewed, so it's a decent section of the public. With daily reports on shootings, we wanted to investigate the citizens' role in connection between weapons, marksmanship and serious violent crimes, says Torbjörn. According to Torbjörn, the results show that the Swedes do not trust that society will stand up when it really matters. I think the West have proved that we wouldn't stand up when it really matters on numerous occasions, so you can understand the trepidation, can't you? Including the police's ability to protect the individual when it's truly urgent. Now, you can't really argue with much of that. It's fact-based. It's done with a decent cross-section of society, 1,000 people from the ages 18 to 84, and 20% of those people said they wanted to be armed and be able to shoot. That shows you where everything's heading. This was the first country to fling open its borders, and they're also the first ones to be calling for the military on the streets and guns in the hands of citizens, law-abiding citizens as well. Let me know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion on this. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.